car finally arrived, the driver handing the keys to my husband, apologizing for the delay. Technical issues, he explained, and the need to confirm safe passage through a neighboring town gripped by civil unrest. My husband simply smiled, while Rosemary bounced with excitement. Her endless questions about Daddy's cars finally answered. "It's time for groceries," I suggested, thinking of fresh, cheap rainy season vegetables. My husband tossed me the car keys, and Rosemary, with a joyful squeal, slid into the front seat. I quickly noted down our essentials on my phone, grabbed my debit card, and we were off. The market was a short 5-minute drive. We parked and greeted familiar faces, people who came to our house for water. The market was small but bustling, apparently rotating among different towns. It was Saturday, so our first stop was a slaughterhouse for fresh goat meat. Sunday custom dictated rice and stew, no matter what we ate the day before. Rosemary, with her innate charm, drew compliments from the townsmen. A particular butcher caught my eye. He smiled as we approached the stall. The goat meat looked incredibly fresh, still oozing blood, teeth exposed from the roast. A chilling image flashed in my mind. The electrician, his teeth bared in a similar, gruesome grin, like a roasted animal. "Can I get meat for 4,000 naira?" I asked. "Sure, ma'am," he replied. "I'll even add extra for your beautiful daughter." I thanked him, watching him skillfully cut the meat. Then he looked up. "Are you not Chief Jude's wife?" "Yes, I am," I confirmed. "You should be at the burial," he said. "Did your husband ask you not to go?" "Whose burial?" I asked, confused. He looked surprised. "They didn't tell you they're burying the electrician who died working for your family?" I was stunned. No one had told us. No posters, no funeral music. They said you people act too big and proud, he continued. "I even heard your husband only gave the poor widow 100,000 naira as appeasement." I was dumbfounded but managed a polite smile. "No one told us." I quickly replied, "I'll visit with my husband as soon as I get home." After buying vegetables, Rosemary and I headed to the car. As she was about to get in, the butcher ran up, handing her some naira notes. "You forgot your balance," he said. I admired his honesty. It was 1,000 naira. I split it, giving him 500. He thanked me. Then with a grin, he asked, "Can I have your contact?" "I'm married, you know that?" I replied, disappointed. He smiled. "Just a customer-seller relationship, ma'am, so you can call me for meat." "No, thank you," I said, getting into the car. His earlier good impression shattered. We drove home, and I parked carefully. My husband, ever the meticulous one, came out to inspect the car. "Babe, were you told they buried the electrician today?" he asked. He looked surprised. "Really? We need to pay our respects." He quickly changed into a black senator wear. I slipped on a black gown and some jewelry, and we drove off. We had asked for directions to his house, a neat, compact home with well-arranged guava trees. Canopies formed a triangular entrance, making unnoticed entry impossible. A large portrait of the electrician stood at the entrance. I couldn't help but admire his handsomeness. All eyes turned to us as we entered the funeral ground, their gazes red and watery. He was clearly a beloved man. My husband held my hand as we slowly made our way to an empty pair of chairs. He noticed me staring at the portrait. Indeed, he's a fine man, he thought. This was his first time seeing the electrician's true face. His first sight had been of a burnt, charcoal black figure with gnashing teeth. They began filling the grave with sand, and the cries intensified. It was the moment of finality. He was truly buried. Chunks of earth fell, covering him. I imagined the loneliness in the grave, him trying to escape, nails tearing, sand rushing in. Suffocation. What did death feel like? Were the dead conscious? I thought of movies where spirits try to communicate, shouting unheard, touching void. Someday, you will join us. A familiar masculine voice whispered in my ear. I spun around. The young man behind me was too far to have spoken to me. It was strange, terrifying. My wife noticed my distress. "Honey, did you say anything to me?" I asked her. "No," she replied. "I only asked what was wrong. Did anyone say anything to you?" I brushed it off, saying nothing. They finished covering the grave, and the poor widow collapsed again, her tears piercing my soul. Women gathered, holding her. One of her children rubbed her back. I felt a surge of pity. I glanced at my wife. Tears streamed down her cheeks. "I can't be here anymore," she whispered. I checked my pocket for the money. Taking my wife's hand, we made our way to the small room where the widow sat with her children. She saw me and burst into fresh tears. Chief Jude, look at my condition. Look at what you put me through." A woman hushed her. "He didn't kill your husband, Gift. Your husband died working for him. Don't let sorrow make you say wrong things." We waited until she calmed. My wife sat close to her, talking softly. I didn't hear much, but nodded occasionally. I was speechless, deeply sorry for his death. I took out a bundle of 50 naira notes, 100,000 in total, and gave it to her. She offered a small smile, thanked me. As I turned to leave, something clicked. "Can I talk to you about something important?" I asked. The crowd seemed to understand, slowly leaving her alone with her mother. My wife quickly texted, "Is this the right moment?" I looked at her and nodded. I cleared my throat. I sincerely apologized again for what happened. It wasn't our intention for him to be electrocuted, but your husband keeps visiting our home. We see him almost every night, walking around, hitting hammers on our walls. It's getting scarier. If there's anything you did or said to him to make him haunt us, please put an end to it." A short silence followed. She told us she had done nothing. Her words were from a void of pain. "Maybe you should visit our village chief to consult the gods on your behalf. I have no hand in his appearance in your household." We drove home in silence, pondering the day's events. I didn't know if I should feel relieved for making peace with his widow or burdened that she wasn't the cause of our haunting. Perhaps he'd been laid to rest and would finally rest in peace, leaving our home peaceful. The voice at the funeral replayed in my mind, but I pushed it away. It wasn't a good time to think clearly. It was a day for the dead.